Hello and welcome to another Horse Rider Pilates where it's resistance bands this time. Resistance bands are so good for not just improving strength but dynamic strength, so that is strength through movement, and they're also really good for highlighting subtle differences between your size of your body. So you can often think if you're doing exercise without resistance bands that you're equal both sides, but when you use the bands it just shows that you're not as strong through that range of movement on one side as you are on the other. So really useful for us as riders where we want that symmetry of movement, symmetry of control, left and right. So let's just make sure that you're loosened off, ready to start. So square feet, elastic spine and a floating head, and then some nice big rolls with your shoulders up, back and down. This is such a great exercise. I love doing this one. I love telling people to do it. It's a great one for getting rid of any tension, particularly if you've been sat in the car just before you ride or just before you exercise. Great one to do. Okay, then soften through your knees. Bring your arms up above your head. Reach up one side for a nice big breath in. And then breathe out. Reach up with the other arm. Big breath in and out. Keep those knees soft. That'll help you to keep really elastic down through your side. Okay, then bring your arms back down and we're going to go into some walking. So we'll start off just in a nice neutral position, opposite arms and legs, thinking about your breathing, thinking about ribs sinking down towards your pelvis so they're not creeping up in front of you. Then let's take it out into the wide position. So still opposite arms and legs, but just watch that you don't turn into a windmill. So precision of movement. My pear tree there just getting in the way. Precision of movement, you're moving from your shoulders, from your hips and below, but not from your body in the middle. Remember to breathe as well, and pelvic floor onto floor 3 if you can. Okay, let's get going with these lovely bands. We're going to start off with the looped version. You can put it around your knees or around your ankles depending on how hard you want to make this exercise. I will show you the harder version. So it's harder with this one if the band is around your ankles because it means that you are working a longer lever against the resistance of the band. If you did physics at GCSE, that should make sense. Okay, so hands onto your headlights and we're going to walk side to side. So I'm probably going to disappear off the end of my mat, but hopefully I will stay on screen, keeping your upper body still. So all that movement is coming from your hips, so this is working your glutes muscles. And you can make the movements much bigger, so if you've got a lower resistance band you can make the movements bigger. If you've got a higher resistance band, stick to having the movements a little bit smaller, otherwise you'll find that you're really struggling and your body will start to join in. So we're looking at all that strength, that movement, that control, that power, all coming from your hips and your glutes, and also all the other muscles around your hips as well. But this bit of you staying nice and graceful, as if nothing was going on at all. Okay, we're going to pause in the middle. If your band is around your ankles, bring it up so it's around your knees. If you can, if you've got 2 bands, have the straight one in your hands now. You're going to hold your hands into this position, keep them there as if you're holding reins, a little bit of tension onto your hands as we go into your foot series. So you're going to go up onto your toes, bend your knees, drop your heels and straighten. So as you're going through the movement, you've got a little bit of tension on both bands. You're looking for that consistent positioning, that consistent contact, if you like, through your hands, despite the fact that you're on the move through your legs and your legs are working hard to stay out against the resistance of the band. Keep relaxed through your shoulders. Keep checking in, quick glance at your hands. Are they staying level? Okay, then we're going to go into the reverse. So you're going to bend your knees, lift your heels, straighten your knees and down. So it's bend, lift, straighten, down. A little bit of tension on both bands. Check the hands are staying level. One more. Okie doke. Let's just pop this one down for the time being. We need to put your band around your feet now. So like so. If you are not quite sure about your balance, do this one against a wall, but it should be absolutely fine. Again, I suggest hands on your headlights. It's a nice place to park them, and we're going to do some marching. This is a fantastic exercise for so many things, but particularly for your hip flexors. So your hip flexors have to work to bring the band up, but they also have to work really hard to control your leg, particularly at the top of the movement where your band is under tension. So they've got to control as you lower your leg to avoid this happening, to avoid you being pinged down by the band and by gravity. This type of movement we call eccentric. Is when the muscle is active, it's controlling you, but it's getting longer, and it is the best form of exercise for strengthening. That's a great exercise to do. So keep relaxed through your upper body. One more each leg. Lovely. Okie doke. Let's get rid of this one and then go back to your straight band. And we're going to do a little bit of give and retake of the reins, but with the tension on your hands. So, hands again, about as if you were holding reins, but with that little bit of tension. And you're going to go into the give and retake, kind of doing some rise and trot at the same time. But as you do that give and retake movement, watching that your hands stay level, and you keep the tension the same. So you don't allow one hand to come in or one hand to come up. You're looking for that consistency. By having that bit of tension on the band, it really makes you use some of your key shoulder stabilizer muscles, and that will help you even on the horse when you don't have a band. It will help you with that stability through the movement, so you're less likely to tip forwards, drop your hands, whatever your fault is. Okay. Keeping hold of this band, we're going to go on to your aeroplane exercise. I know this exercise is really hard. Remember, you can modify it to suit you. If you find it really, really hard doing it in a free space, park up against a wall and have your lifted foot up against the wall just for a little bit of stability. So you're going to have one end of your band in each hand. Hold the band out so it's just touching onto your chest, and your aim is to touch the floor with one hand, come up, turn through your body and touch the floor with the other hand. That is the aim, but you do what you can do. So if for you staying in this position and just turning through here is what is best for you, that is what you do. The ultimate, yes, is to be able to touch the floor, but only if you can do it safely and comfortably. You want your knee to be just a little bit soft, a little bit bent. If you're trying to do it with a straight leg, you'll find it much harder to keep your balance. Okay, so I'm going to swap onto the other leg. So get your balance. Same thing again. If you need a wall, park this side up against the wall. Otherwise, you're turning down, up. Make sure you turn through your body. And as I fall over. I like doing this with the band because of the fact you get that feedback about where your arms are by having the band in contact with your chest. When we do it without the band, it's too easy for your arms to start doing all sorts of different things. Having the band here, even if you're just doing these ones, which are still really hard, you get that feedback that your arms are staying at 180 degrees because that band is still in contact with your chest. Do one more. Okay. Bring your arms down, bring your feet down, just have a little loosen off through your shoulders because that was really quite hard. Okay, we're going to move on to another nice moving exercise. You can do this with both feet on the floor, or to make it harder, do it with just the one foot. If you're just on one foot, keep your feet apart though, so this just is a bit too easy, bit of a cheat, so feet apart. Then you want your hand with the band in, facing inwards to the hip above the foot with the band underneath it. Hopefully that makes sense, hopefully you can see as well. You're turning up and out with that hand and down and in. So it's up and out, down and in. If that's not comfortable, you can go to here, or you can even go to here. You're still going to be working your body, working those shoulder muscles really hard. Just do what feels right for your body. So don't force it to do anything it doesn't want to do. Again, the easier the resistance of your band, the more likely you are to do the full movement, but just go with what your body is saying today. Okay, let's swap and do the same thing the other side. So, other foot, again, if you're on one leg, just keep the little bit of a gap. Other end in your hand, turn that hand in towards your pelvis, then it's up and out, down and in, up and out, down and in, or to here, or to here. Just go with whatever suits you. Finish the movement with your thumb on top. Hopefully you can see my hand on the top of the screen. Keep the side that's not exercising as relaxed as possible. It is really important with these though, when you add in something like resistance, as I said at the beginning, it does show up asymmetries between your sides. And you may find that exercises that you normally find quite easy are quite a bit hard and actually might maybe a little bit sore. Let's have a breather. And so it's important when you add in something new that you don't assume you're going to be able to do as much as you could normally. So if you need to have a rest, if you need to do fewer reps, that is absolutely fine, and that is what you absolutely must do. Okay, let's get rid of the band. Loosen off through those shoulders, so walk again. And then hold your hands together, turn them over and push forwards for a nice big stretch out through between your shoulders. And then reach up and look up. And bring your hands back down. And again, push forwards. And reach up. Lengthen through your sides. Bring your arms down. And we'll do one more. Push forwards. And up. And then bring your arms back down by your sides. Make sure that your feet are back planted underneath you, that your shoulders are relaxed. And you want that feeling of the elastic spine just lifting up tall. And we're going to finish there. So well done if you do all of those. It's not easy with the bands, but they are so useful to do. And I think even if you haven't really got one piece that you can just modify and do a few exercises with, it's better than doing nothing at all. So thank you for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It always makes my day when I see the numbers just pinging up. It's lovely. Look after yourselves, enjoy your time with your horses, and I'll see you at the next session.